Aussie, Aussie, Aussie. Oi, oi, oi. Oh, what a weekend to be a South African sports fan, hey? That's going to get some people going. In the words of Razzie Erasmus, that was dog shit. Right, we're going to start by apologising to all of our Australian fans. And we're going to do the right thing. Well done, lads. On a serious note, who saw that coming? I mean, even at half-time, we were all sitting there going, yeah, surely this game's done. No, write Australia off when you need to write them off. But if anything, as a Lions fan, makes us look good, so I'll take that. My name's Shanair. Welcome to All Things Rugby's review of round 1 of the Rugby Championship and a little preview of round 2. Right, let's start where we need to start. South Africa, what did you do? What happened? Libbok, why are you doing this to me? That was incredible. Australia, fair play, well deserved. Australia's comeback was truly incredible. Without going too analytical into the game, South Africa in that first 20 minutes looked phenomenal. Up front, they were direct, they were carrying hard. Eben Etzebeth looked like a man on a mission. Sia looked as quick as anything, picking and going from the base. And when they moved the ball wide, they were clinical. Go back to the South African rugby that we've all known and seen them win 2 World Cups, win last year's championship, run it up the middle, kick it in the corners. But instead, Tony Ball kept going. I think they hit a record number of offloads for round 1 with like 14 or 15 in that game as well. If they would have scored just before half-time, who knows what that score could have been. But Australia held on, came in that second half with a point to prove. The biggest difference for me in the game was the midfield. As much as I love Andre Esterhuizen, and his carrying was fantastic, and even got a try himself, Lenny Kitau and Joseph Suaalii put on an absolute show for the Wallabies. Not only that, but inside them, James O'Connor played 80 minutes for the first time in God knows how long. I think the last time he did that was for Australia A against Portugal. What to say about the skipper and leader, Harry Wilson? I saw something online, someone saying that looked like the first time he's ever scored a try. He did not know what to do in space, yet somehow outrun everyone to get 2 meat pies as well. In the backs, Tom Wright looked like he's one of the best fullbacks in the world at the moment. And if you compare him to the game that Valimsa had when he came on, he looks incredible. The other unsung hero that no one's really talking about is the difference that Angus Bell made when he came on. Not only did he lock up the scrum really well, but his carrying and his tip pass for Wilson to go through was awesome to see. Let's talk about those last few tries. 2 missed tackles in the middle of midfield by Jesse Krill and Caden Moody saw Tom Wright walk through the middle of the park, which was again incredible to see with Wilson scoring on that first one. What happened afterwards is definitely going to be triggering Rassie though. Libbok goes to take a kickoff, and rather than just putting it deep and playing some territory, misses it short. Scrum penalty Australia. And what happens? James O'Connor hits a beautiful 50-22 to get Australia back up the field. The other kickoff from Libbok, instead of again going into the corners, he put it up high and Suaalii rose above everyone to get it. Wide pass and Australia were through again. And as for the defence out wide, first we saw Valimsa get absolutely broken, and then we saw Libbok do the same. Over to Argentina. What an atmosphere. What an incredible stadium to play at. Unfortunately, they just couldn't back it up on the pitch. Playing in Argentina, you get nothing but the passion and the roar from the crowd. You get a good 5-minute national anthem with tears from every player on the pitch. But New Zealand shut that off really quick. I don't want to call it boring rugby, but that must have been one of the most basic level games that New Zealand have played in a long time. They played within the 15s when they needed to, they kicked when they needed to, and they were just direct and up front. When you've got the likes of Cortez Ratama starting, and probably next week Cam Roygaard as well, you can see their fast rugby, you can see sniping at the ruck. But when Finlay Christie came on, he slowed everything down, he gave little pops to the forwards, and we saw 2 maul tries from the All Blacks, just like old school. Will Jordan looked unplayable at times. His break down the middle for the little pass to Ratama, and his little tip-on pass to Severis out wide. His game management has been awesome this year. Another big shout to Fabian Holland, who for the 4th test in a row went 80 minutes in the engine room. That's unbelievable when you've got the likes of Scott Barrett, you've got Patrick Tuipulotu, and even Tupavai there as well. Argentina did have some moments of magic though. Thomas Albanos looks like a great fly half at the moment. And obviously with his move to Toulon coming up, they're going to be ones to watch this year. I think there's a big difference this year between the All Blacks and the Springboks. We can see that last year, the Springboks played, I think, 50 odd players. And even this year, they've already rotated through 40. Whereas the All Blacks are very much trying to find who is their best 15 and match day 23. For the All Blacks, however, there's still questions around what to do in the midfield. Geordie Barrett is still one of the best midfielders in the world, but who's going to be partnering him? Billy Proctor didn't have his best game, and neither did Anton Lennon-Brown when he came in. Still think there's time for Big Jim Tabatavanawa to come on and prove what he's about. But going into next week, unfortunately for Australia, I don't see them going back to back. I will hold my hands up and eat some more humble pie if I need to, but I can just imagine what that mock training is going to be like this week, and they're going to come back with a big backlash. Argentina will get another chance at the All Blacks this weekend. Hopefully they can right some wrongs, but again, I don't see anything but an All Blacks win. Follow us across all socials to stay up to date with all the latest news, and make sure you download the Rugby app for the weekend's games. I've been Shanair, and thank you for following All Things Rugby.